Thank you, EMGA June, for the training overview. And we now come to the training proper. Our first speaker is no less than our EMGA June Farcon. But please allow me to say something about our speaker. He spent more than 3/4 of his life in Rotary, starting his journey as an interactor, a Rotaractor, a Rotarian, an outstanding club president, and more outstanding district governor, and serving our Rotary Foundation for 8 years now as a regional leader, starting as Assistant Regional Rotary Foundation for 3 years, Regional Rotary Foundation Chair for 3 years, and now as EMGA on his 2nd year. He is part of the famous batch of global governors who served in Rotary year 2010-2011. And one thing I've observed about our speaker is that he always takes his Rotary position seriously, always leaving behind a mark of excellence in everything that he does, especially for our Rotary Foundation. He is a trailblazer for innovation, a record breaker, and consistently elevates the bar of excellence by coming up with new records, not only for his district, but also for the entire Zone 10A, Philippines. Friends, let us welcome back to talk about the roles and responsibilities and the regional and district structure of the EMG team, our very own EMGA June Farcon.
Thank you so much, Evet, for that very kind and very nice introduction. In Tagalog, mukhang sip-sip ka rin sa akin. Anyway, again, let me do this. I prepared a PowerPoint for this purpose. Again, okay, can you see it now? Okay, is it on?
Yes po.
Okay, good morning. First in the list is that before we undertake any position, we have to know the roles. First, I will explain on the role of the EMGA and then on the EMG district chair, and as well as talk about the regional and the district structure. Okay, so as EMGA, as you all know, it stands for Endowment and Major Gifts Advisor. Earlier, I mentioned that EMGAs do not have any assistant, but somehow we are very fortunate because we are now working as a team. So EMGA is the primary resource for major gift and endowment matters. Later, one of our speakers will tell us more about major gifts and more about endowment matters. So I don't want to preempt their talk. So EMGA is a regional leader that works alongside with RRFC, or the Regional Rotary Foundation Coordinator, RC, Rotary Coordinator, and RPIC, Rotary Public Image Coordinator. So EMGA collaborates with its top partner, or in certain zones like us, we have a fund development specialist assigned to Zone 10A in the person of FDS Gretchen Laurel. So later, Gretchen will talk also about the 4-step process, which is, I would say, what we have to learn to be able to successfully complete a solicitation, a donor solicitation. And it does not end there because there's still stewardship after solicitation. So the Rotary Foundation programs, Endowment Fund, Annual Fund, Polio Plus, Rotary. So these are the areas that EMGs should be very familiar. Our giving vehicles, we always say we're into outright gifts, we're into pledges, and we're also into bequests. So EMGA's increased Rotarians' participation in major gifts encourage giving to the endowment, and boost the overall impact of the Rotary Foundation. Again, later you will note that when we talk about our donors, we're not really talking of so many. We're talking to selected, limited, and they are the super blessed donors in our country. So EMGAs develop personalized plans for the 4-step process: identifying, cultivating, soliciting, and stewardship. Our target is to solicit major gifts of $10,000 or more. So if you have a friend who's going to give 9,000, convince him to give additional 1,000, because he or she will be recognized as a major gift donor. And we do recognize them in all districts. We build relationship with a small group of individual prospects and donors. And as I've told you, they are the super blessed. So we seek out for them. These are individuals who, in one way or another, have been blessed with resources, like they inherited or like they have sold a substantial property that gives them in a position to do major gifts or endowment or even AKS. EMGA promotes major giving opportunities with Rotarians and other prospects. So we are also tasked to do donor cultivation meetings or donor meetings with our invited top leaders. So it's really doing a major fundraising effort. So we help district set and reach foundation goals. We research giving patterns. This is one of the areas that I'm now focusing. What is the giving pattern of the districts in the Philippines? And then we provide resources for education and solicitation. The 4-step process requires strategies. So Gretchen later will tell us about it. And we also assess the district readiness to form an endowment and major gift subcommittee. For 2 years in a row, Zone 10A has been blessed because all of our districts have already appointed their endowment and major gift subcommittee chair. And we connect to the RI director and foundation trustee. By the way, the one assigned to us is TRF trustee Frederick Lean, who cannot join us this morning because of a prior commitment. And of course, our fund development staff, Gretchen Loren. So EMGAs work directly with donors and support the district leadership. So we always go around the 10 districts to be able to see how we can help them. So we bring value to the district by raising awareness of the endowment and soliciting donations that can result in more DDF for the district. Again, this will be explained later by our speakers. So what are the benefits of a district subcommittee for EMG or the EMG chair? Again, if we have a subcommittee, which we are having now, by the way, the EMG chair, the district EMG chair is directly under the DRFC and works together with the district governor. So we create a structure to identify, cultivate, and steward donors. So my role is as a regional leader. I'm on a nationwide 10 districts basis. The role of the EMG chair is on a district basis. So the EMG chair for the district is our eyes and ears of what's happening in your district. Subcommittees increase the endowment's visibility because you're more in a position to tell us who are the prospective donors who can do this. And EMGAs collaborate with the EMG chairs to reach appropriate Rotarians in that district. There will be occasions that EMG chairs will be seeking our help, me and Gretchen, because the expertise, sometimes you need somebody who has been doing this. And I call it as a way of living for Gretchen because she has been trained to be able to convince. And that's also what I'm trying to learn. So it also provides the growth of district endowed funds if you have an EMG chair. So this is our structure for Rotary year 2023-2024. We will be under our supervising RI Director, Kim Bok Chu. And the regional leaders on RRFC, it's Penny Policarpio. I will be the EMGA. And Polio is Mary Ann Solomon. RPIC is Ernie Choa. And Rotary Coordinator will be Onye Reyes. And below the regional leaders, as you can see, we have the DRFC, the District Public Image Chair, and the District Membership Chair. Now, under our setup, we have also the District EMG Chair, District EMG Chair. And we have the Assistant Regional Coordinators under RRFC and Polio, RPIC, Rotary Coordinator. So this is the Regional Rotary Foundation team. So we have the RRFC, the EMGA, the Polio, and the Rotary staff helping us. So we have Mark Anderson, I think Rob Byrne is about to retire, Gretchen Laurel, and Chrissy. And then we have 7 assistant RRFCs in this structure. JP Kadaing from 3790, Gina Sanchez from my district, 3800, Tato Di Mayuga from 3820, Connie Beltran from 3810, Riz Reyes from 3860. Beginning July 1, we have 2 new ARRFCs, Gina C, 3820, and Edwin To from 3850. So this is the Rotary Foundation district structure. So we have the DRFC at the middle. On top is the district governor. We always, the DRFC has a term of 3 years, and it's always possible that the DRFCs will be working with 3 district governors. On the left side of the screen will be the mandatory position. The grants, the stewardship, the polo chair, fundraising chair, and Peace Scholar chair. On the right side of the screen are the optional positions. We have the Paul Harris Society, the Endowment and Major Gifts, Scholarship, BTT, and Annual Fund Chair. Okay, and our main concern is the Endowment and Major Gifts Chair. So that is your position. That is your position. So this is now our team for Rotary year 2023-2024. I'm very happy to report that all the 10 districts, the 10 district governors, incoming district governors appointed EMG chairs for their respective districts. And I have already shared this to the team. As you can see, we have a dynamic lineup of team members for Rotary year 2023-2024. Consisting of the 10 EMG chairs, and we are joined by, of course, MGI Advisors for Environment, Edna Suter, MGI Advisor for Maternal and Child Health, Lisa Elorde, and MGI Advisor for WASH, Everett Olivan, and of course, FDS Gretchen, and our EMG Advisor, Jess McDowell. And this is the role of the District Endowment Major Gifts Chair. We work with our DRFC and our governor. We work with our, and of course, our ARRFC and RRFC. And I am also working together. I'm collaborating with you as EMGA, and we have the Rotary staff helping us also. And we have the resources, which you can find in My Rotary. So really, teamwork is the key. We have to work as a team. For all the 10 districts, all together, we are called the Zone 10A EMG team. This is the job description of the District Endowment and Major Gifts Chair. If you notice, the roles or the duties and responsibilities on the right side, they're quite small. So I made it or amplified or made the fonts bigger. So let's just go through it one by one. So as EMG chair, you have to establish the district benefactor, bequest society, and major gifts goals. You have to do this through collaboration with your DRFC and district governor. So you will set how many benefactors, how many bequest society, how many major gifts, how many endowment fund. And you have to input this in Rotary Club Central. And then you have to inform Rotarians of plan giving opportunities using resources like Rotary Legacy. We have to work with presidents to recognize Rotarians giving. For today, we're talking of major donor and AKS. By the way, if you have somebody who is in a position to become AKS, please do inform us and we can work together on our prospective AKS. And again, it's not just about today, it's also about tomorrow, benefactors and bequest society members, and of course, endowment. As subcommittee chair, you have to coordinate efforts with the annual fund subcommittee chair. Because when we talk about major gifts, it's not just concentrated on endowment. You can also give to annual fund. You can also give to polio. You can give to disaster if it's a major gift. And then on the 4-step process, leading to a possible endowment fund or possible AKS. So identification, quantification, this will be the topic of Gretchen. And then you work with me as EMGA and other philanthropic organizations on gift and estate, and also together with estate planning professionals. And we're fortunate because we have an estate planning professional in our presence in the person of Karina Birman. And this is my last slide. So EMG cares, you will work collaboratively with your EMGA to encourage Rotarians and Rotary clubs to adopt or to make the Rotary Foundation as their charity of choice. I think that's the last slide. Thank you. And if you have questions later on, I'll be glad to answer them. Back to you, Ebet.
Thank you so much, EMGA June, for another excellent presentation and a very detailed one. So